The newsroom is tense, monitors flicker, phones ring without pause, a breaking headline flashes across the screen. Iran issues Hormuz ultimatum, United States forces warned to stay away or face consequences. Journalists lean in, listening for every detail. News anchors prepare their scripts, all eyes glued to the feed from the Persian Gulf. This isn't just another routine military warning. The threat feels sharper, the stakes are higher, Iran's message is clear, and the world is listening. In the studio, analysts whisper predictions and shuffle urgent briefings. The air is electric with anticipation, the kind that comes before a storm. As details unfold live, tension pulses through the newsroom. Each update paints a picture of rising danger around one of the world's most critical waterways. Reporters scramble to connect with sources in Tehran, Washington, and on nearby warships. The urgency grows as experts debate what Iran's ultimatum really means. Outside, viewers across the globe sit glued to their screens. This is no longer a distant crisis. This is a moment that could shift the region, and perhaps the world, in a matter of hours. Iran's warning is bold. Their spokesman appears on state TV, voice steady and eyes hard. He spells it out. Any United States intrusion in the Strait of Hormuz will be met with fire. Step in and face hell. The phrase is chilling. It spreads quickly online and is echoed in newspapers, from London to Dubai. This is not empty talk. Iranian commanders repeat the phrase in military briefings. They stress that the warning is not just for the United States, but for any foreign navy that might test Iran's resolve. Their message is meant to intimidate, but it also reveals deep anger and anxiety. Why such strong words? Iran's leaders say they are defending their territory and sovereignty. They accuse the United States of provocation. "We do not seek war," says a senior general, "but we will defend ourselves with all means." The tone is serious, leaving no room for misunderstanding. Across social media, the phrase "step in and face hell" becomes a trending topic. Analysts say such language is unusual, even for Iran. It signals real danger. The world wonders how the United States will answer, and what might come next. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway, barely 30 miles across at its tightest point, yet it is the world's oil superhighway. About a fifth of all global oil passes through this choke point every day. Tankers from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the United Arab Emirates must all travel this route to reach buyers in Asia, Europe, and beyond. If the strait were to close, oil prices could soar overnight. Factories might stop, cities could lose power, the world economy would shake. That is why every word and action in this region is watched so closely. Iran sits on one side of the strait, Oman on the other. Both have outposts along the coast. The United States Navy's Fifth Fleet is based nearby in Bahrain, always ready to secure the flow of oil and protect shipping lanes. But the waters are tight, dangerous, and full of tension. For Iran, control of the strait is both a shield and a sword. It gives them power. It also makes them a target. The world knows this. Every time tensions rise, oil traders, diplomats, and military planners hold their breath. The United States military presence in the Gulf is massive. Warships patrol the waters, fighter jets fly overhead, surveillance planes scan for threats. The Fifth Fleet is always on high alert, tasked with keeping the strait open for business and safe from attack. American destroyers and aircraft carriers loom in the blue. Their radars sweep the horizon, watching every movement near the Iranian coast. Crews drill for missile strikes and small boat swarms. Every sailor knows that one wrong move could spark a crisis. The United States says its forces are there for security. "We protect the freedom of navigation," says the fleet's admiral. The message is clear. America will not back down. Yet the risk is real. Iranian boats sometimes shadow United States ships, coming dangerously close. The mood on board is a mix of professionalism and nerves. Families back home wait for updates, uneasy. The military presence is meant to deter conflict, but it could also make a spark more likely if tempers flare. Both sides watch each other, waiting for a sign, any sign, that the other is about to move. Iran's ultimatum did not come out of nowhere. In recent weeks, tensions have soared. The United States has increased patrols near Iranian waters. There have been reports of drone flights, intercepted ships, and new sanctions targeting Iranian oil exports. Each move has fueled suspicion and anger. Iranian leaders feel boxed in. They say the United States' presence threatens their security. Some in Tehran claim that Washington is trying to choke Iran's economy by blocking oil sales. "This is economic warfare," insists one Iranian official. The mood in parliament is defiant. We will not be bullied. Recent events have added to the strain. There was a skirmish last week. Iranian speedboats circled a United States destroyer, prompting warning shots. The world watched, fearing the situation could explode. Iran's warning comes as a direct answer to what it sees as United States aggression. By issuing the ultimatum, Iran hopes to draw a red line. They want to deter further United States moves and assert their regional power. But the risk is that such warnings can backfire, making miscalculation and conflict more likely. If tensions rise further, the risks for both sides are huge. The first danger is accidental clashes. A warning shot, a mistaken signal, or a misread maneuver could quickly turn deadly. Both Iranian and U.S. commanders know that even a small incident could spiral out of control. One scenario is a direct confrontation at sea. Iranian boats could try to block the strait with mines or swarms of fast attack craft. The U.S. might respond with airstrikes or missile attacks on Iranian positions. This could escalate quickly, drawing in other Gulf states and even turning into a wider regional conflict. Another risk is attacks on oil tankers. In the past, Iran has been accused of sabotaging ships in these waters. If a major tanker is hit, oil prices could jump, and shipping companies might stop operating in the region. The risk of economic chaos is real. Diplomats fear that, in such a tense moment, neither side will want to back down. Both want to show strength. Yet, both know that a war would come at a terrible cost. The world watches, hoping that words do not turn into weapons. On board the warships, sailors go about their routines, but the sense of danger is everywhere. Alarms are tested, crews practice emergency drills daily. "We're ready for anything," says one young officer, though his voice betrays nerves. The sea is calm, but the mood is not. Fishermen in tiny boats watch the warships from a distance. They feel caught in the middle. "We just want to work," says Ahmed, a local fisherman from Bandar Abbas, "but we worry every day. Will there be fighting? Will we be safe?" Their lives depend on peace and open seas. In cities like Dubai and Muscat, rumors swirl. Residents check the news every hour. Shops and businesses fret that conflict could shut down ports, strand goods, and scare away tourists. Families call loved ones, asking for updates and praying for calm. The mood in Iranian coastal towns is anxious. Some people gather at cafes to talk politics. Others simply hope for the best. "We are used to tension," says one shopkeeper. "But this feels different. We hope our leaders are wise." As Iran's warning makes headlines, leaders around the world respond. The United Nations Secretary General calls for restraint. The Strait of Hormuz must remain open and safe for all, he says in a televised address. Diplomats in New York meet for urgent talks. Allies of the U.S., like Britain and France, back Washington, but also urge calm. "We support freedom of navigation," says the British Foreign Secretary, "but we urge all sides to avoid provocation." Russia and China express concern, warning against any military escalation in the region. The Gulf states, especially Saudi Arabia and the UAE, are on edge. They rely on the strait for oil exports and worry that any conflict could threaten their economies. "We need stability," says a Saudi official. Calls for dialogue echo across the region. Markets react instantly. Oil prices jump. Investors watch nervously. The world hopes for cool heads and steady hands. But everyone knows that a single incident could change everything. The Strait of Hormuz is not just a local issue. It is a global lifeline for energy and trade. If conflict erupts, the shockwaves will hit everyone. Oil prices could skyrocket, shipping lanes could close, even countries far from the Gulf would feel the impact. Security experts warn that the next days are critical. Any mistake could trigger a wider war. Yet, some see hope in diplomacy. Quiet talks are underway between regional rivals. Back-channel messages flow between Washington and Tehran. The world waits and hopes. At stake is not just peace in the Gulf, but the stability of the world economy. Leaders know they must act wisely. The risk of escalation is real, but so is the chance for dialogue. The choices made now will shape the future for millions. As the sun sets over the strait, warships remain on high alert. Fishermen return to port, families pray for peace. For now, the world holds its breath, waiting to see what tomorrow will bring.